I heard about him, like, my stuff not that big. Like, this was before we had did anything. He said that to me. I was like, why would you say? Baby, the sound of you. Hey guys, it's your girl Ky'mari, and I'm here with another story time. I'm not stalling, you're not waiting, so let's get right into the video. So, I want to give a little disclaimer though. When I start talking about some of the situations, which I'm gonna say when I am talking about the situations that I don't remember, like exactly when it happened. Like, I don't remember exactly when it happened. Okay, when I talk about this man. So the dude in this story, we're gonna call him Hickey. When did I meet this boy? Y'all, and if you see me smiling and stuff in this story time, I'm not smiling because about that man. Okay, I'm just jolly right now. Okay, I like making story times, so I just be jolly sometimes. Sorry. Anyways, I said I wasn't stalling. Let me get into it. So I had a roommate and she had a boyfriend. They was boyfriend and girlfriend. We just gonna call them boyfriend and girlfriend because they together now still. We just gonna say they was together because I believe they was. I don't know. Maybe they have to be. So they was talking, messing around together, whatever. And my freshman year, I'm not gonna lie, after class we used to linger around, sit outside, feel good outside. We sit down after class, chilling, cooling. So that's what we was doing. It was me, her, and her dude. It was all just sitting around because, like, I was cool with him or whatever too. So, you know, I didn't mind being around him. It didn't really feel like a third wheel for real. Like, you know, I'm chilling. So this Hickey, he walked up. And I probably had seen him like once before, but like, you know, I really didn't pay no mind to him. But now I ain't gonna lie, I'm kind of looking. I'm like, and y'all, I'm not gonna lie, I used to be a colorist. Like, before then, I was a little colorist. I'm not gonna lie. I take accountability. I did not like dating light-skinned men. I was like, y'all was one of them, like, I don't want to talk to no light-skinned men, blah, blah, blah. But now, I talk to him. I don't have a type when it comes to, like, a skin color. Like, I don't. If I like you and you're cute and I mess with your vibe, we can vibe. I like you. What's up? You can be my man. Maybe. Anyway, so yeah, while he was looking at me a little bit, I was looking at him, and then this dude, which I found out was his friend, then in that moment, I had texted him, y'all, for like a day. It was only a day, and we did not get on the phone. We wasn't talking about nothing. It was just a little text a day. I gave him my number off a Snap, and then it just, like, we wasn't talking no more. It was nothing serious at all. So I don't even count it, but that is something to say. Because I'm not gonna lie, I was contemplating, like, when I did start talking to Hickey, I was like, should I tell him? Because, or do he already know and he don't care because it really wasn't nothing, or his home wouldn't tell because it really was nothing. Like, you know what I'm saying? So next, anyways, let's get back to what I was talking about. So I see him or whatever, cool. A little bit after that, it probably was the next day, I don't know, but I think it was sometime that week. He also knew another guy that was in my class, and he was sitting with us outside too. So it was me, my roommate, which was my friend, her dude, a guy from my class, and Hickey. And, well, Hickey wasn't there at first. He had ended up walking up, or I think him and the dude that I was cool with in class, I think they both had walked in. He don't need no name. I'm sorry if it's confusing. I'm sorry. But they both walked up together, or the friend from class was already sitting down. Oh, something like that. I don't know. But I remember Hickey was walking up. I don't know if it was with or without the boy. Let's just say that. But they was all there. So he walked up, and, you know, I don't think I had any conversation with him. I don't remember. Or we was probably all collectively talking, something like that. We end up all going to the cafe. It was me, my roommate, the guy from class, and Hickey. Her boyfriend had ended up going to class. He had to go to class, so he went to class. They ended up going to the cafe with us. We did not walk together to the cafe, but we all collectively got up. Me and her was walking together, and they was probably like behind us or something. So when we did go in the cafe, they ended up sitting with us. They was doing their work, and me and her was eating. Nothing crazy. I don't remember when he got my number, but he ended up getting my number in this time. And it's crazy. I'm saying I don't remember the interactions we had because I don't, but I know he got my number because of what happened next. We end up leaving out. Again, we did not leave out with them, but we left out at the same time they did. He was like a little ways away, and he had waved in my direction. So I'm thinking he's waving at me, so I waved back. And I was like, was he waving at me? To my friend. And she was like, he wasn't waving at you. And I was like, well, who was he waving at then? He was, why would he be waving at you? I don't know if she was trying to say that he was waving at her. Like, I don't know. So I was just kind of confused because I'm like, why would he be waving at you? If that is what you're trying to say. So next. Mind you, I told you he had my number. We had talked about going to the library together. That's why he had got my number. I do remember that's why he got my number. Because he was like, you want to go to the library together? And I was like, yeah, we can do that. I ended up texting him about it because he was going to class too. So when we left the camp, they was going to class. They was doing work for the class that they had to go to when they was leaving the camp. So he ended up texting me. No, I ended up texting him. He probably texted me back. And then I was waiting on a response after I texted him. And he never texted me back, so I had fell asleep. So we didn't go to the library together. So when I woke up, I texted him and I was like, you know, I said something like, oh, you know, I went to sleep. He was like, oh, it's good. I'm already here. Or he had already went, something like that. And so I was like, okay, we did not text no more. That was it. Cool. Now, fast forward, I don't know how far along, but it's homecoming week. I did not attend the step show. I believe I did not attend the step show. We have a step show every year, so I was going to say that I don't think we had a step show, but honestly, I think I just did not attend. I didn't know nothing about a step show for real. I'm not going to lie. Fast forward, I'm not friends with my roommate no more. I have moved out of the room that we were sharing together. The girl that I talked about in the story time with the 2-man, when I had one on the 2-man with Kay, yeah, she's in this. So Kay, me and her, you know, we got more cool. I'm hanging around her sometimes. Like, we went on that 2-man together. Cool. I had went to work. I was working at Ross Sienna. I like working at Ross. I ain't gonna lie. I was working at Ross, and I was just getting off work. I remember having a badge on. It was cool outside. Yeah, she was sitting outside of her dorm, and to get to my dorm, I had to walk past her dorm. She was sitting outside and stuff, and you know, I had ended up seeing her speaking. You know, we was talking. I think she was out there with a friend, and her friend ended up leaving. Hickey walks up. Hickey is Kay's friend. They're friends. We all talking, whatever. We end up going back to Hickey dorm. We were just up in his dorm chilling. Me and her was doing our work, and he was playing a game. I ended up stopped doing my work because I had finished it, and then I had ended up playing his game. It was like some Spider-Man game. It was real fun. Not gonna lie, I was like, oh my god, I need to get this game. Like, this game is fun. And he was like trying to teach me how to play it a little bit. But yeah, I was just having fun on his game. Then I ended up telling her, like, I ain't gonna lie, I'm ready to go. I'm tired. I need to go shower, wash my butt. Just got off work. Yeah, so she's like, okay, I'm gonna leave with you. So he was like, okay, I'm gonna walk y'all to y'all room. He ended up walking her to her room first. He was plotting. He did it on purpose, and he ate with that one. He walked her to her room first, and when he walked me to my room, he was like, so why we ain't never talk? And I was like, you ain't text me no more. And he was like, you ain't text me no more. And I was like, shit, we ain't text each other no more. Like, what's up? I don't know what you like, what you want from me. So I ended up like giving him my number again. He was like, oh yeah, I still got your number or whatever. I was like, okay, cool. He was like, so we can talk? I'm like, okay, we can talk, cool. Mind you, this is homecoming week. Fast forward to I only went outside one day during homecoming week. I was supposed to be outside the whole week, but I only went one day. Cause baby, I ain't gonna lie, at this point I was partied out. I did a lot of partying. It was too much. Sister was getting tired of partying, I'm not gonna lie. My little cousin, she come down, and I'm at the part where she was acting a fool up in this story, because y'all need to know. Because I would have made that its individual story time, but I can just add it into this because it, you know, it's the part what happened. You know, I remember us like, you know, getting dressed and stuff. We go outside. She drove her car. She had a Challenger. She drove her car there to the party. I ended up seeing my friends. Mind you, me and my cousin, we was already throwing back the cranberry juice. We already a little lit. My friend, she got some more cranberry juice. So my cousin, she's mixing the cranberry juice, y'all. I was not, and at this point I blame myself, because I should have been like, nah, chill, we not doing that. You don't need to do that. Because I had not even experienced mixing cranberry juice, and when I did, I was acting a fool. Okay, but I was acting a fool, but I was too gone. That's another story. Cause baby, look. So she mixing or whatever. We end up actually going inside of the party. We in the party, you know, it's vibes. We chilling. We turning up. We lit. And then it get hot, so I'm like, gotta go outside. We like, my friend was like, oh, I'm finna go outside. I'm like, okay, I wanna go outside too. We all finna go outside. So, cause I was hot too. I'm not gonna lie, I was ready to go outside. I was ready to go outside 5 minutes ago. What are we doing? So we walk outside, and my cousin, we walking out, I got her hand, and she's like, no, I ain't trying to go. And I'm telling her like, no, come on, let's go. Like, we sticking together. All of us is leaving, you're leaving too. We get in the middle of the street. This girl is yelling at me, y'all. She's yelling at me. She's like, Madison, that girl was finna twerk on me. That girl was finna twerk on me. She damn near called me a cockblocker. Girl, chill. Like, y'all, she was yelling at me. I could not do nothing but laugh because I already knew she was teed up, and I wanted to slap her, bro. She was literally yelling in my face, talking about she want to go back in the party. And I'm like, this not even you. What are we? Or no, her little crazy ass, that was her for real. But like, girl, what are you doing? You embarrassing me. We end up going to my friend's car. Hickey walks up, and one of the girls that my friend was with, Kay, she was dating his homeboy, and I guess she was like pretty drunk or whatever. So he was walking her back to his car. So all of us was walking with him, and we was going back to his car. It was commotion going on as we walking up because we was a little bit behind them. Like, my friend Kay, she was yelling, her friends was yelling. I don't know what was going on. It was a lot. They wasn't screaming, like, but they were being loud. And I think he ended up telling me it was because they wanted to blow down with them or something, or they was like, y'all not blowing down with us, da da da. I don't know. And no. Oh my gosh, that was a whole situation. I just thought about that, y'all. I have to add that. I'm glad. Okay, I'm getting excited. I'm re-recording this video because I don't want to talk about why I'm re-recording it. But I forgot about that. Me and my cousin, we sit down. She starts throwing up. She's sitting on the curb. I'm sitting beside her. This random man comes up from behind, and he's like, y'all want some cranberry juice? And I was like, nah, we good. He was like, y'all look like y'all need some cranberry juice mid throw up. She's throwing up. Why are you trying to give us more? You're weird. So this man over here trying to give us more cranberry juice, and I'm like, no. So I had to start grabbing my mace. I'm gonna mace this man because, like, what are we doing? And then Hickey, he ends up like getting out his car, and he was like looking at the dude, and then the dude had walked off because, like, yeah, sir, move on. My cousin, she throwing up and stuff, so I'm just like, we about to leave. So we walk back to her car. It was a little walk because where he was parked at, it was like in some apartments. So we end up walking off back to her car. I drive back to my dorm, and what happened? We was walking back, and my cousin, she kept sitting down, and it was making me mad because I'm like, bro, stop sitting down. Let's just walk all the way back to my dorm so we can just get in the bed. Because she kept sitting down. I literally have a video, and I was like, me in school, toe up already. And then she was like, get that fucking camera out of my face. And then she sit down again, and I was like, get up, get up. It was so funny. Anyway, so that night, I guess he had ended up going back to his dorm a little bit after I did too, or he ended up texting me. He asked me, did I want to come to his room and sleep over or whatever. And at first I was like, is he trying to get me? But I did go over there, and we did just like sleep in the bed together. The next day, y'all, this is a side note, but it's so disgusting. I used that man toothbrush because I didn't have one. I know, like, I would never do that again. I was too comfortable. We moved too fast, bro. Spent the night. The next day, he ended up asking me, oh, we had to move the car. So where we was parked there in the parking lot, I had to move the car, like my cousin's car, and he had to move his car, and we had moved it around to the same place. So he asked me, he was like, you want to go to my city with me today? I was like, yeah, like, that's fine, we can do that. He said he had to take his homeboy, the one that I said I had talked to for a day, he had to take him back to the city because he had left something there or something. Run back with them. He had bought me McDonald's because he was like, you know, you want something, what you want, and McDonald's right there. I was like, you just stop at McDonald's. So that's what he did. He stopped at McDonald's. He got me something to eat. I'm not sure if this the same day or the next day, but I know we both went out that one night. And I think the same day that he had let me go to the city with him. And when we went to his city, like, I'm not gonna lie, he had drove around a little bit. I was kind of tired, and when we first got there, I was like, this looked like Southwest, like, this looks so ghetto. And then after, like, riding around, he had took us to his house, and, like, it was nice. I'm not gonna lie, they live in a nice home, or whatever. And then after that, he was riding around. We had went back, and I think this same night is when this happened. What I'm gonna say next, but I'm really not sure. But I really think it is because we both was like, oh, we're not going out tonight. Like I don't really care to or whatever. I was in his bed again, y'all. Me sleeping in his bed that first night was me sleeping in the bed with him for forever, like at this point. And then I had found out that me and this boy literally had the same birthday, 04/04/05, the same exact birthday. And at first when he told me that, I thought he was playing, and I was like, you gotta be joking, you gotta be playing. This is a joke, this is AI. You trying to be funny? Like, I told you my birthday, now you trying to say it's the same thing? But that's like, we really shared the same birthday. So I thought this was the love of my life, and we was meant to be together forever. Fairy tale world. I'm sorry I be living in it. So cool. You know, we was laying in the bed, and this is when Kay found out that me and him was talking, because she had called my phone, and she was like, what you doing? I told her, I was like, I'm with Key, da da da. Like, we just, you know, she was like, I knew y'all was gonna be talking. I knew y'all was gonna talk, da da da. And I was like, girl, you ain't know nothing. And so she was like, y'all come to my room so we can, you know, take some shots of cranberry juice. And I was like, okay, cool. This is when we were standing outside in the two-man. Some dudes was like, hey, what y'all doing? This is when this was happening. So they was like, hey, what y'all doing? He didn't say nothing. And then she had came down, opened the door. We went inside, and then that's when I saw the dude from the two-man when they came to the door and stuff. And I was like, what? Like, and it didn't, like, I don't think she was being weird or nothing, because it's like, I don't talk to him. And I'm pretty sure she knew that me and him was not communicating for real, because I told, like, the nigga was musty. No, just he was musty, even though I still talk to him after that. But he was. So in that moment, I really wasn't tripping off no musty shit. Like, sorry. Ended up going to her room. We taking shots. Then we went to McDonald's. He let me drive because he was drunk. He had to use the bathroom. He's like, I gotta pee. But the inside of McDonald's was closed because it was like a little bit later. Lady, she told him that he could go inside. I guess she had said some little flirty stuff. It was some big old white lady. I don't know. And he was like, oh yeah, my girlfriend, she in the car pregnant. My pregnant girlfriend, he called me pregnant. I was like, baby, I don't look, not at that time. Anyways, like, what? So we ended up going back. Kay had a roommate, and when we went back to her room, she had some dudes up in there, and I think it was a girl too. I don't remember. But I remember she had some dudes in the room. And I ain't gonna lie, the cranberry juice started hitting me. I ain't gonna lie. So I'm like leaning up against him. He was on the wall, and I was leaning up against him at first. And he was like holding me. And then I had fell down to his feet, like, and I was just like sitting on his feet. He was like, you good? You good? And I was like, I'm good. So we ended up going back to his room. Y'all, mind you, I'm teed. We definitely got it cracking that night. I'm not gonna lie. We did. And around this time, I guess it's TMI, but I don't know. I was on birth control, and I was like bleeding for months at a time, bro. I was bleeding for like a month and a half. Then I finally went to the doctor. Well, at first I was going, and it was like telling me to wait, I guess, or something. And then I went again, and I was like, no, we need to do something. So they ended up giving me a pill, and it stopped the bleeding or whatever. But definitely was going through that, but we still got it cracking. Not gonna lie. So anyways, maybe I was not bleeding then. And when I was, I'm sorry, this is TMI, but girl, it wasn't a lot. It was literally not a lot. But I still was irritated because I was like, why am I? Anyways, that happens. Me and him start talking heavy. This boy talk about some, he like me, he want to be with me. Like, we spending time together. We're walking around campus together. Like, you see me, you see him, you see him, you see me. Kind of. I'm not gonna overstretch it. I'm not gonna overdo it. But we was around each other all the time. I was in his dorm every night. Mind you, he had a boy dorm. Like, girls could not sleep in the boy dorms. Like, he wasn't sneaking me in, but I definitely wasn't supposed to be there past a certain time. I don't know. I don't know, I'm not sure. But I was there all the time. He was like, he didn't tell me, like, you might as well move in and all this stuff. And I'm like, maybe you're pushing it a little bit, sir. But he definitely told me that. He was a sweet dude. Like, he was cool, I'm not gonna lie. He was, like, a little weird. And when I say weird, like, he, like, intimate. He was one of them dudes. Like, his vibe was, like, that type of vibe. And I'm not gonna lie, he was cool, though. But he also, like, he had that vibe to him. But he also wanted to be, like, I don't know. He was cool. I don't know. I'm not gonna say fake gangster or nothing, y'all, because when I talked to him here recently, he sounded thugged out. I was like, oh my gosh, your voice sounds different. Why you sound like that, Bookie? He was a giver too. He was a lunch. No, okay, let me stop playing. I end up meeting his mom. This all happened fast, by the way. I ended up meeting his mom, and this was when he wasn't being weird to me. Like, we was cool, we was chilling, we was vibing, we was good. He wanted to be with me still. And I met his mama, and, you know, it was cool. Like, she said hey to me, you know, called me cute. Like, you know, I don't really remember the interaction. I don't just know it was cool. And I was really nervous to meet his mom, I'm not gonna lie. I don't know why. I was just nervous. I'm always nervous to meet somebody's parents, but I'm gonna do it though. I ain't no, like, I'm gonna do it. But I was just a little nervous. And let me tell you, he was putting 20 on 10 when I met him. So I was like, you met my mama, like, I really mess with you. Da, da, da. Sir, stop lying. Like, me personally, I do really care about the people that meet my people. Like, I don't really just like bringing everybody around my people, even though any man that I have brought around my people shouldn't have been brought around because they not here no more. But still, I'm just saying, like, I do care about that stuff. Some people be faking. He was indeed faking. Let me just say this, he love bombed me bad. He just wanted something to crack all the time. Like, he was telling me like, oh, you're the first girl I did something with on campus. Speaking of that, he was asking me who I did something with on campus, and I had did something with this one boy. Like, I ain't gonna lie, I was crashing out about him. He get a story time. This man was like, oh, I heard about him. Like, my stuff not that big. Like, this was before we had did anything. He said that to me. I was like, why would you say? Like, I could not do nothing but laugh at this man. I'm like, why would you say that? Mind you, he got homegirls, so I could understand like how he would hear that, like, cause boy was messing with the whole campus. He was cracking down the whole campus, and I didn't even know for real, and I don't even know how I didn't know, but I didn't. Honestly, the way I was crashing out, I was finna be fighting the whole campus, okay? And I should never even been doing that. About that, like, after a while, like, he started being weird. He wanted to say, oh, I'm not really ready for a relationship and this and that, like, nigga. You just told me you wanted to be with me. What you mean you don't want a relationship? You didn't ever have to tell me that, because honestly, if he wanted to just crack me in that moment in my life, I would have went. I would have did it. I was gonna go for him, and I was gonna like, shit, we could just get it cracking. But now my feelings involved, and I like you. So why would you do that to me? You're confusing my fucking brain. Why would you do that? Actually, Rob, before he started being weird to me. So before he started being weird, it was a situation that happened. We had just got it cracking. We just got busy in the bed, you know. And it was late, so it was time to wind it down, go to sleep. We got class in the morning. We finna lay down, go to sleep. And this girl called his phone, and she drunk. And she like, can you come get us? Like, we stuck on the side of the road and ain't nobody answering her phone. Can you come get us? Can you come fix the tire or something? And so he like, yeah, I'll come. He was like, my girl, well, before he said my girl coming, he was like, the girl was like, oh my gosh, I love you. And he was like, like, don't say that to me, say that to your man. He was like, nah, this ain't none of that or whatever. He was like, chill out. He was like, my girl coming or whatever. And I was like, side-eye this, why she talking about some she love you? Let me say that. So one time, I'm sorry, I'm going all over the place, but one time me and him had did the dude, and he said he loved me while we was doing it. And then after the fact, he was like, so, and I said it back. So after the fact, he was like, you said you love me. And I was like, I thought we was in a moment. And he was like, I was like, I'm sorry. Like, I messed with dude, but like, I ain't gonna say I was in love, but I really did like him. Because when I like somebody, I like somebody. Because it's not always easy for me to like dudes. Like, I'm not gonna lie. I can't just like anything. But I did like him. I was messing with it. To this situation with this girl. So we driving, we get there where the GPS had took us because she sent her low, and it was like trailers around. He was like, what the fuck? So he get out and he go get his blicky out the trunk, and I'm like, what is he about to, what is like, what he like, oh no, like, is he trying to set me up? And I'm like, what? He caught her, he like, bro, you see me? And she like, what do you mean? Like, we're on the side of the road. And I guess, so the GPS had took him to the wrong place. Where we was, it was literally right beside where they was, but it had ended up taking us to like where these trailers were. It's like this little neighborhood, like, I don't know. Ended up going to where they was. He go to look at the tire. He was like, no, you can't fix this, gotta tow it. they get in the car. He didn't tell me till after the fact, but the girl, she in the back seat, she didn't grab his shoulder, trying to caress his shoulder or something. Mind you, she didn't say hey to me, all this, she drunk. We end up getting there. I ain't gonna lie, I had an attitude because you just told my nigga you love him. Like, what are you doing with your drunk sloppy ass? Like, what the fuck is you talking about? And popping him off, try to get out the car. And this girl gonna slump over in the seat trying to act. I don't know if she wanted him to get out and help her or something, but your friend's gonna help you, bitch. Get out the car. What? We end up going back, and I think he did tell me about the girl, because I did ask him, like, why she talk about some she love you? Like, that's where he was like, she always wanted him, and this and that, you know, this was lying. He was lying because I ended up finding out that I think they had something going, or he liked her too, or some shit like that. I don't know. The situation that happened was he ended up going to his city one weekend with his friends. It was some girlfriends and some guy friends. And he invited me, but I couldn't go because I had work. And I wasn't gonna drive my raggedy car an hour or 2 hours to his city. It was dead. I forgot to say, mind you, Kay is from the same city he's from, so just keep that in mind. Oh, also, let me say this too. Me re-recording, it really messes me up because I be feeling like I already said it, but I forgot. I didn't say it because I'm restarting the whole thing over. Mind you, me and him are talking. So he's telling me personal things about himself. I'm telling him personal things about myself. So just keep that in mind. Go to the city with his friends one weekend. I ended up being in my room, you know. He ended up calling me, or I called him. He probably called me because I don't be calling niggas. So he ended up calling me. He drunk. He talk about some, mind you, he's around his friends, so this is hella embarrassing for me. He talking about some, I miss your and all this shit. And I'm like, you're around your guy friends. Why are you saying this? You're embarrassing me. Like, what? Hello? I was so embarrassed, I'm not gonna lie. And then I ain't gonna lie, I thought he had called me another girl name, so I had hung up in his face, and I texted him. I was like, did you just call me another bitch name? Like, are you slow? Like, what? He was like, what? No, like, I didn't call you nobody name. So I ended up calling him back or whatever, and we was talking. That was the situation that happened. And this was when we was kind of off a little bit. Like, he started being weird at this point. I do remember that. We ended up like falling out. Oh my gosh, this is a thing that I said I remembered that I wanted to tell y'all. This situation was them the same day, but it was leading into them going. So the friends that he was taking was on campus. It was this whole commotion. I was on the phone with him one day. They was trying to fight one of his friends for whatever reason. I don't remember why they was trying to fight that girl. But they was into it, and they had came to his dorm because she was in the dorm. They was finna go to his city or whatever. They ended up going to his dorm trying to fight the girl, right? And I just remember being on the phone like, what is going on? Getting into it with her. I forgot what they was getting into it about. I'm not gonna lie. So this happened before him getting on the phone with me being drunk. So that happened the same day. Cool. That's what I wanted to tell y'all. I'm gonna get it together, y'all. I'm gonna start being more organized with my stories. But my brain, I just be getting to tell the story, and I just start remembering stuff. And I just be like, you know, trying to lock in, trying to get it together. After this happened, like I said, we was off. I ain't gonna lie, I probably cussed him out because I was like, you could have just told me that you didn't want to talk to me for real. Wasting my time, boo. You could have got what you wanted, but you decided to lie to me. And even though this conversation had happened one weekend, he was like, okay, when I come back, I want to have a conversation with you. I want to try to work it out, right? I said, that's fine, we can try. This man comes back, right? He come back. He texts me, he like, cause look, the way our dorms was made, my dorm and his dorm were right beside each other. I could walk out the door, walk down the street a little bit, and his dorm door right there. So I'm walking to his dorm. I'm not really, y'all, when I walk in, I'm not really looking at him. Like, I didn't just deep stare into his fucking face. Mind you, it's dark outside. We walk inside. He was like, hold on, before you hit me, before we go anywhere.
And by the way, I don't know why he was like, before I hit him, because I had never like just hit him. I didn't even play fight with you. Like, I don't know.
Show me a hickey on his neck. Sir, you got a fucking hickey on your neck that I didn't give you? Where did that come from? Why, when, how, where? This weekend he went to another college where his sister go. He tried to tell me the story. He was like, this girl took advantage of me while I was drunk, and y'all, I believed it at first, because I believed it at first. He's telling me this stuff. I'm not gonna lie, I was mad. That night, I didn't leave, y'all. I stayed the night. I slept on the other end of the bed. I told him, he was mad because he thought he was finna get some cat. I don't know why he thought was finna get some cat. He got a hickey on his neck. And he was like, if you don't want to be here, you can leave. I told him, I said, I'm not leaving. It's late. And I'm finna sleep over here. I'm not walking back over there, even though it wasn't a far walk. I just didn't feel like I wasn't finna do all that. That ended up happening. And I had told my roommate about it at the time. Like, so this is a new roommate. I told her about it. And she was like, no, like, he playing with you. You need to stop talking to him. I'm like, you're right. I need to leave that man alone because he's playing in my face. That's a lie. And another girl I had told her that I had class with, she had told me, like, yeah, he's playing with you. You need to leave him alone. So I ended up leaving him alone because I was like, this is, even myself, I was like, girl, no, he's playing with you. And mind you, I did find out he was playing with me because he was going around campus bragging about that hickey on his neck to niggas. My face, bookie. A little bit after me and him stopped talking for real, Faye ends up texting me. She had said something about him and I was like, yeah, girl, I don't mess with him no more. And she was like, I don't mess with him no more either. Faye ends up saying, like, yeah, I'm not fucking with him no more either. And she starts telling personal things about him that I had already knew. She was saying it out of anger. And I was like, why are you saying this now when you know I've been messing with him? If you was my friend and you want to say this stuff now that y'all not cool no more and you know that I'm not cool with him no more, she was making, I ain't gonna lie, she had said some stuff that I did not know. Like, it was some allegations. I was like, because mind you, I said they from the same city. And I was like, why didn't you tell me this before? You my friend, right? Like, what's up? I know that's your friend or whatever, but the niggas stick together. They got bro code. What's up with our code? What we doing? Like, what's up? So she's saying all this stuff. I ain't gonna lie, I hung up in her face. I probably said, like, why are you telling me this now that you mad and y'all not friends no more? Or I just hung up in her face and she ended up texting me. She was like, I'm sorry. Like, I wasn't, like, trying to say it out of anger, but... And I was just like, it's cool. I don't really like how you said it now when you could have been told me this if that's how you felt. But he already told me some of the stuff that you told me. So, you feel me? I stopped being her friend after that, y'all. I'm not gonna lie. I cut her off because I was like, I don't like that. Like, I don't like when people say stuff out of anger. You're mad because of whatever reason y'all got into it. Another situation that I missed out, he was texting somebody on his phone. And I was like, who he texting? He was like, his daddy. And I said, show me. He was indeed not texting his daddy. Stop playing with me. And then try to say it was his friend. Girl, y'all, that niggas just be lying. Later down the line, I got a boyfriend at one point. He had ended up texting me. And I had, you know, dubbed him because I got a man or whatever. I ended up texting him when I didn't have a man no more. I didn't tell him I had a man. I just was like, you know, I don't want to talk to you. So we started communicating a little bit. He would call me sometimes and I answer and we would have conversation. He updated me on his life. Call me randomly sometimes. Actually, I'm not telling y'all what happened. What am I doing? That goes into another story time. So I'm gonna bring up this man one more time. One more time, he gonna get brought up in another story time whenever I decide to tell it, whenever I'm ready to tell that story, because it's kind of crazy, not gonna lie. When I tell that story, I'm gonna bring him up one last time, and I'm gonna tell y'all why he probably hates me. And I don't give a fuck. Because you know what I told him? I said, you remember when you came in my face with that hickey on your neck? I didn't even do nothing crazy, y'all, and it was really his fault, but I'm gonna tell y'all when I tell that story. That's it for this story time, y'all. Like, comment, subscribe. I didn't say it before, but do it. Bye.